Good evening. Oh, please. I didn't come through the storm all this way for an hour for that kind of good evening. Good evening. There we go. My name is Tony. And somebody originally, when I started checking out what was happening, said, we have a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker, because the motivation is like shaving. If you have to shave every day, you have a problem. And so motivation is part of the challenge and part of the choice that we have. But my goal tonight is to give you some inspiring thoughts, a bit of information that you can use, that when you come back in the new year, that you can be pumped up, revved up, and ready to go. Are you ready for that? I have brought as a prize for somebody, because being successful and happy and healthy and wealthy, you need to know how to sell yourself. And I have a book, a very powerful book that will give you the inside track on how to sell yourself. Who would like it? So I have this lovely book. I'm giving it away. Why not now?
Okay, give it to me.
But look around you. Everybody's raising their hand. Thank you. Give them a round of applause, please. So what is your name? Now, what did Molefe do that you didn't? He took action. Why didn't you take action? But you didn't. You're like an empty vessel, lots of noise and no action. There are people that are disabled that find a way, they make a way. There are people that deliver results and not reasons. You need to understand that whatever held you back from coming up to get the free book is what's going to hold you back in life. Because whatever went through your head, whatever belief systems, whatever fears, whatever worries, whatever anxieties, because what were you thinking when you put up your hand? Please, 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 please. But why didn't you get up out of your chair? Why didn't you take action? Why not? I thought you were going to. I thought. Everybody in life is waiting. I have a friend called Wendy Evans. She wrote a book called How to Get Business in 90 Days and Keep It Forever. I met her when she was speaking in South Africa, and we became very, very good friends. And I said, Wendy, what is the secret of success? She said, it's very simple. Research, find a need, write a book, publish it, go and speak in America and around the world. She gave me this simple formula. Do you know it's taken me 30 years to take action? My book called The Action Advantage is on page 98. I built the website. But it's taken me 30 years to change my mind, to get out of my habits, to get past my limiting belief systems, and to actually get up out of my chair and to take action. You see, the world is changing, but we don't want to change. We're happy in our comfort zone. And our comfort zone is our death zone, because there's no growth in the comfort zone. Who watches TV at night? Okay, what, Days of Our Wives and that kind of stuff, hey? What's that thing? What's that thing that you use to change the channels? No, it's not. It's called the automatic income reducer. Air. Who's ever made $1 million watching TV? Who's ever grown watching TV? Who's ever achieved any kind of successful achievement watching TV? And therein lies the challenge. Before we had TV, we used to go to a movie. We had to get out of your chair, get into your car, onto the bus, and go to the movie house. But when you came back home, we had connections, we had relationships, we spoke, we played, we got outside. But today we're lazy. We come home, we're tired. What do we do differently from the day before? Nothing. On goes the TV with the automatic income reducer. Out comes the hand for the beer. And the wife says, we need to change. And you say, no, I don't want to change. Do you know that people that have a triple bypass, you know when you go for a heart attack, they've got like a serious, they cut them open and they open their whole chest and they have a triple bypass. After the operation, the doctor sits them down and he says, sir, what I'm about to tell you is life-threatening or life-changing. You have to change what you have been doing or you are going to die. Because the way you've been living has got you to this point of needing the operation. Now I'm telling you what you need to change. Otherwise you will die. Do you know that close to 90% of people do not change? They go back to their old habits, their old ways, their old comfort zone. And isn't that crazy? You'd think we'd be intelligent people and take action and change. But the reality is, unless somebody comes up and nudges us like a leader and pushes us and cajoles us or some big thing happens, we're going to want to stay in our comfort zone and not change. I was in Nigeria recently for a week while Tabitha was running backwards and forwards very kindly trying to arrange everything so that I could be here for you. And one of the guys came to me and said, I want some change. So I said, hold on a sec. I don't have enough. You need to go downstairs. And so I sent him to go downstairs in the hotel where we were staying, and he went down the stairs and down the stairs and down the stairs. And I thought, well, while I'm waiting for him to find change and to get change, I might as well design a little formula that I can share with people. So tonight, you are the first people that are getting the formula that will help you to move past and be champions of change. So that my goal is to go beyond motivation with a stick or a carrot, but to allow you to start to transform yourself from the inside. So would you like the formula? That's very simple. Be the changer. So the change is not happening to you, but you are happening to change. Who would like more money, more happiness, more health? Okay. Here's the problem. We want to have more things, stuff, so we can do more things and stuff, so we can be happy. Hey? Life doesn't work like that. You've got the formula completely the wrong way around. You need to make a decision to be happy. Choose to be at cause. Be happy. Because then you will do the things that happy people do and add value to the world. And then you will have everything you want. People are successful because they are happy. They are not happy because they are successful. And so the very first thing of the be the changer is the beliefs, the behaviors. I've seen companies where have rules that say trust, truth, integrity, value humanity. And so we espouse these values that we believe in. But there's a thing called behavioral integrity. Many people talk, not many people walk the talk. Do you see it often? If you're going to be a leader in your space and in your environment, you need to make sure that whatever you say, whatever beliefs and values you're espousing in your words, that it translates into behavioral integrity, into your actions, into your behaviors. Because how long does it take to build trust in your life, in your team, in your organization? Months, years. How long to break? In a second. So start to challenge your belief systems, because your belief system will control your behaviors. And I hear that you're a new team. And we know from Maslow's work that the very bottom line is about safety, survival, hey? What's the next level? It's about belonging. But how do you belong in a place with low integrity, with low trust? If you're going to be an effective team, you need to make sure that what you say is what you do. so that you build credibility, you build a space where people connect with you and people can belong, and then you can become a powerful tribe. I have another free gift. I work with a Professor Logan. He's just released a book called Tribal Leadership. We say that birds flock, fish school, and people tribe. Can I see, if you're a leader, please put up your hand. Wow. Here's my challenge. Why isn't everybody's hand up? Aren't you all leaders? Leaders in your own life? Yeah, leaders in your own space. Because if you are not leading and creating the life of your dreams, you are following in the back seat of your bus, building someone else's. Have you ever flown in the back of the aeroplane? You know, it's like bumpy, hey? Like, wow, 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 wow. I went through to Mozambique. I go fishing. And we went through the elephant park, and my passenger, my fiance, was sitting. But I had the steering wheel and the brakes to hold on to, because I was leading. I was deciding where to go. She was in the seat, and she was bouncing around and trying to hold stuff for 3.5 hours. She wasn't a happy chicken. But most people are the same. They're happy to be in the back seat bouncing around, when the best place is to step up and be in the driver's seat. And so this is about leading tribes, becoming a better leader, how the language of behavior will transform. Who would like it? Do you see how quickly people learn? But do you see how quickly we can learn to change? I have good news. I have brought you 28 of them, so you'll each get one as a gift going home.
I've got one.
But do you see how quickly we can learn to change? The second part of the B, the change, is energy, engage. If you don't have energy, it doesn't matter what kind of ideas you have, what kind of intentions you have. If you have no energy and you have a flat battery, you are going nowhere. Make sure you put the right food in your system. Make sure you get the right sleep. My fiance now, she gets up at 4 in the morning. She can't sleep. By lunchtime, she's female down, batteries out, sleeping. You need to make sure that this machine gets the right nutrition, the right food. I've stopped all the old things that were nice to do, but they weren't smart to do. Who smokes? Is it clever or is it not so clever?
That's not clever.
It's not clever. Does it build energy or break energy? So think about the things that you do. So the second part of the process is the. Think about this. Who hasn't lied in the last 90 days? Who hasn't told some kind of fib in the last 90 days? You haven't made any kind of, you've made a promise and haven't broken it. You said, I'll be there, or I'll try and be there, and I haven't done it. That's fun. One of the biggest challenges we see is that people make a promise, they say, I'll try and get there, and then they don't. And they say, I'll try and deliver on time, and they don't. I'll try and make sure, and they don't. And what happens is they become, your reputation starts to precede you. We say that the tail wags the dog. And we know with the internet now that what's a secret today is never a secret tomorrow. It always comes out. If you're going to be a powerful team, trust, build trust. Make sure that you speak the truth. Make sure that you're transparent and you build credibility, because that will start to give you the foundation of a good team. If you have somebody in the team that you don't trust, does it speed up your performance or does it slow you down? We have an activity that we do real team transformation. We put a blindfold on people, but you can't speak. And we notice what happens. Everything slows down. Make sure that what you say is what you do. Don't give your word. You know, integrity is 2 parts. One is giving your word and keeping that. The other part is, if you don't or can't or aren't going to, is that you go to the other side and you handle the fallout or repair or prepare the person and say, listen, I did promise, but I'm not able to do it. How do you want me to repair, to fix, to resolve? So very often people are happy to give their word, They're just not strong enough and confident enough to go and say, you know what, I did say that, but I have to now make a change. Be courageous enough to be the one to go and make that change, because that will create happiness in your space. Happy teams perform more. I've got bookmarks as well that I'm giving you about the science of happiness. All businesses are looking for increased performance. Happy people are healthier. They earn more. They get better ratings. They have more sex, more drugs, and more rock and roll. Happiness is not a consequence of. Happiness is a choice. Dopamine, stuff like that in their brain. They make better drugs in their mind than cortisol in their body. We are chemical factories. Just by being happy and smiling and laughing in a workplace, you make stuff called interleukin 2, which is a very powerful cancer-reversing drug. The more you laugh, the more you smile, the lower will be the levels of the destructive chemicals in your system. But happiness comes from making a choice and not a reaction. 50% of the results in an organization are based on the management style and leadership style. 50% is on the mindset and attitude of the people. The problem that we have is most people are very poor in what I call psychological capital. Most people have a thing called learned helplessness. And so they bring the negativity into their workplace. I always say everybody brings happiness. Some by coming into the room, some by leaving the room. Which one are you? Because happy teams perform way better. People are off less. You don't have presenteeism where they're sitting in the organization, but their mind is somewhere else. People that are happy are able to perform 25% more than the unhappy. 1.25 days a week extra performance. And in the space of becoming a better team, everything like that will help you go along. We are able to predict the success of a team to a level of 96% accuracy by a process called the Losada line. Professor Losada discovered that to neutralize one negative comment experience needs 3 other positive experiences to balance. So if you've got a 1-to-1 ratio of negative to positive, you're crashing. It's like an attitude on a plane. I flew recently. So if the plane's wings are aiming down like a negative attitude, where are you going? You're going down. You're going to crash and burn. If your wings are going up to a positive, where are you going? But they say your attitude determines your altitude. If you want to make sure your team thrives and becomes a high-performing team, you need to have at least 6 positives, 4, 5, 6 positives to each negative comment, conversation, or experience. If you go to the extreme and you have 10, 11, 12 positives, you're into la la land and you're really on bad drugs. Then you're not into reality. But you need at least 3, 4, 5, 6 positives to every negative, whether that's in your relationship at home, whether it's in your relationship in your team, whether it's in the organization as a whole. Make sure that you have a balance of more positives. The other E is about engagement. Leaders build engagement. It's not, you can't go to somebody and say, be more engaged. Engagement is a leader's responsibility to build a frame of meaning around the work that you do. Finish the sentence. People will work for a living, but they'll die for a cause. People will work for a living, but they'll die for a cause. And so it reminds me of the story. We went overseas into Italy, and as we were walking down, it was a cold winter's morning, it was raining, and there's this guy grumbling away, chiseling at the brick, and we said, what are you doing? He says, can't you see I'm chopping this brick? Sorry. A little further, and we saw another guy in the rain there chopping away. What are you doing? Can't you see I'm building this building? Okay. Go a little further, there's a guy whistling away in the rain, chipping away. He's got a much bigger pile of work done. What are you doing, sir? He says, can't you see I'm building this beautiful cathedral for my people? That's what a leader does, is they give you a frame of reference to create an engagement and some meaning that you're happy to bring your whole head, your whole heart, and your whole soul along. So let's be there. The changer means you take action. You are the one that takes action. C is for culture. The head of IBM said, after my life in business, I've discovered the be-all and end-all, and the only thing that matters in my team and my organization is the kind of culture that I create. Is it a supportive, engaging, uplifting culture, or is it a fear-based, uncertain, anxious culture? because people need hope. Napoleon said, leaders are dealers in hope. And that's the H from change, is build hope. Build a space where people can be happy. Build a vision of possibility. When I fly out of Jan Smuts or OR Tambo, there's a wimpy. And in the wimpy, there's a cleaner at the toilets. Now, ladies, men's toilets are not a nice place at the best of times. It's probably the lowest job you could ever want to pay someone to do. And a few weeks ago, I was going through the airport, and I needed to go to the loo before I got on the plane. And as I walked in, the guy said, "Good morning, welcome to my office." I thought, what? This is the cleaner in a loo. And I had to take a double take, and I said, and? He said, well, enjoy your stay. And as I went into the little cubicle, he said, hold on, and he went and he wiped the seat, he made it all nice, and he fixed the paper, says, enjoy your stay, sir. And while I was busy there, I thought, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And I came out, I gave him a 10 rand tip, and there were other like 20 rands, and there were big tips there. And I thought, what is it? What does he know that I don't? What has he got? How does he manage this? That in a really yucky place, he can have such a great attitude. And I thought, I want him on my team anytime. And that takes me to the A part of change. It's about appreciation. Appreciative action. Be a builder and not a bleater. Be a builder and not a breaker. You know, you meet people, they're always finding something to undermine. You know, they're like these energy vampires. You leave them and think, oh my goodness, please, please. And the other people that you're with, and they're builders. They bring out the best in you. Appreciative inquiry is a positive change process. It comes from discovering and exploring what brings life, what we want more of. Be a builder in whatever comes out of your mouth, whatever comes out of your meetings. What do we want more of versus what do we want less of? Any fool can break. It takes special people to build. The N for the changer is N. It means we need new thinking. We need to make new choices. We need new leadership behaviors. In the research that I'm doing around high-performance organizations, there are 3 things in change that make effective teams. One is inspiring, visible, powerful leadership on every level. The second thing is competent managers. Managers that know how to manage people, the human element. They know how to herd cats. The old days of command and control based on respect on my age and my position are done. You can't have a position up here and be a stealer and a thief and a breaker and then expect people to respect you. Today we're about a whole lot of different things, but it starts with a new way of thinking. If you use your old behaviors and your old belief systems, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. We must do something new, something different, something that is inspiring. The G in changer is about greatness. Like that guy in the toilet. He is famous. He is great at what he does. Do you do your work so well that people will come and watch you and see you and talk about you? Are you growing every single day? Are you creating experiences where people can grow? Because that for me brings out the godliness. You know, I heard you all saying, thank God. And we need a place where we can bring out our greatness and our godliness and our goodness. But it means we have to grow. If you're going to be successful and get through change, you can't use old thinking. Einstein said it. We cannot solve the problems of today with the thinking that created the same problems. We have to go to a new level of thinking. We have to grow. And that's why coaching is such a powerful process. It's helping people to grow. Do peer coaching. We're setting up with another organization a whole peer coaching model. We're saving them about R1.5 million on external coaches, but we're training them to become internal coaches. Because training is great, but if you bring coaching to the model, you can improve the impact by 800%. Anybody that is successful, world-class, sports, business, they have a coach. A coach helps them to change. A coach helps them to check their limiting belief systems. Are you okay there? The final part of the E in change is about execution. You can have a great team. You can have an incredible vision. But if vision doesn't get translated to execution and action, nothing matters. And that's why I did the little story with the book. Because we have this vision and people are saying, yay, 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 yay. But if you're going to deliver on your strategic imperatives that you have, if you're going to be that good and that great, that you wow people, it means you're going to have to take action, but different actions. Actions that you might not have thought of before. In 1990, I owned a computer company, and I was an IBM dealer. They used to take me around the world to go and learn and show us what was happening in the world. And I said to the guy, I'd like to start computer education on TV. Remember Mnet started, the channels in Mnet were there? And I said, I think if we had computer education for free at lunchtime, we could start to impact people positively. And he sat me down and he said, I want to tell you something that you don't understand, but will have value for you. He said, 50%, this is in 1990, he said 50% of the jobs we are going to be doing in the year 2000, in 10 years' time, have not been invented yet. Do you understand that? Half of the jobs that we're doing now in the year 2000, 2010, we hadn't even thought of those jobs. And so as we go forward, change is the new norm. Do you know that we're getting more information on the web every day than somebody in the 1800s had in their lifetime? We have access. Do you know a guy called Elon Musk? He's a South African guy. He's one of the billionaires. They're putting people on the moon. He's a big rocket man. But when he first saw the internet and the model for the internet, he said to get access to knowledge, you had to go to a library. And you had to now go and find the books and read through the library. Today, the gardener, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the cleaner in the loo has access to the world's complete knowledge that is available. It is no longer, can I get access? It is no longer, how do I learn? Where do I go? The number one issue that you're facing today is unlearning your limiting belief systems, taking your automatic income reducer, and changing your behavior, changing your beliefs. Because if you want results for the R in changer, if you're looking for results, you need to improve your mental resilience. The number one skill. You heard about IQ? IQ is your competence, your mental, intellectual competence. We know from the leadership studies that most leaders are hired for their IQ, your intellectual, technical capacity. We know beyond that they are fired for their lack of EQ, their lack of humanities, their lack of connection, their lack of relationship skills in being able to connect with humans and inspire and engage them and get them to bring their best. The next thing that we've come to know in our research is about AQ, your adversity intelligence, your ability to bounce back. Is the future getting easier or is the future getting harder? Is it getting more challenging or is the future getting easier? Is there more competition or less competition? Are there more challenges or less challenges? Everything is getting more, harder, faster. The number one skill that you need if you're going to achieve your dreams is resilience. If you're going to get those results that you're hoping for, so many people I know are hoping and hoping and hoping and hoping. We've got extensive research now through the insurance companies. By the time they are 65 would like to be happy, healthy and wealthy? Millionaire. Who would like to be really wealthy? You don't have to worry about work anymore. We all would like to. Research shows that only 3% are going to be there. By the time you're 65, only 3% are going to be financially secure and stable. 10% will be kind of okay. 12% will have to continue working beyond the age of 65. About 30% don't make the line of 65. AIDS, rape, murder, hijack, robbery, all those kind of things that don't get us there. Bad health. 50% of people are going to eat dog food. Here's your challenge. You're using old belief systems for new experiences. I was shocked. In Nigeria, I spoke to them and I said, okay, what is the oldest person you know alive today? Tell me, who do you know that is alive today? What is the oldest? 85? 70? 90? 102. They told me, the guy said, my mother is 120. Here's your challenge. You are going to live beyond the age of 65 by many years, not 1 or 2 or 3 like in the past. Many. We are, in this room, in the top 10% of quality of life on the planet. Be, do, and have food, clothing, shelter, opportunity, phones, roof over our head, bank accounts. We are blessed. But if you behave with the old rules and the old behaviors and the old mindset, if you're allowing your history to drive your behaviors, you're not going to be at the top of that pyramid. Change is coming to you at the speed of life. Things that were okay today are out and old in a day. We now have new cultures. We have new generations. We have new challenges. Things are happening. Timelines, strategic timelines used to be 10, 20, 30 years. They're down to 3. Organizations can do something in 1 year that was unbelievable for 20 years. If you're going to live your dream, if you're going to make the difference in the world, you have to be the changer. You have to get out from the back of your bus and step forward and push whoever's been driving, whatever old belief systems, what old limitations, whatever old prejudices have been driving your life. Because you think you are conscious. You think you're in charge of your life. We have research now that shows that your unconscious brain makes the decision 7 seconds before you consciously decide. 7 whole seconds. Your unconscious system decides before you consciously make the decision. You need to wake up. And like that guy went down the stairs looking for change, you have to come out from the downstairs and climb the stairs. You have to take action and step up. And the first thing, you have to grow. Whatever's happened to you, you have to grow. You have to grow by changing your thinking, unhooking the baggage that you're walking out with. When you walk out here tonight, leave your baggage here. Go home lighter. Be enlightened. That's what enlightenment is. It's about handling the reality. You need to get up out of your story, your poor me. I want them to do it for me. I'll put my hand up, but I want to take action. You have to get over it. Shift happens. Get over it. Make the decision to step over it. And then take smart, intelligent action again. You are the master. You are the wizard of change. You can be the champion of change. But you have to be the changer. Thank you.